The Pittsburgh Steelers are bringing back Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph was drafted in the 2018 draft, third round, coming out of Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph in college was pretty decent, man. He had a big arm. He stretched the field. He went deep a lot. His main target was James Washington. And if you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers at that time, 2018, Big Ben, getting older. So, you want to always have somebody in place to be their successor, because the quarterback position is the most important position in football. So Mason Rudolph in the third round, man, at that time it looked like Pittsburgh had a steal, man. They even drafted his college receiver, James Washington, to give him a familiar weapon. But the James Washington, Mason Rudolph thing never really got going. And James Washington himself got demoted, decreased in snaps. And he went to Dallas Cowboys years later. And now this year he signed with the New Orleans Saints. And Mason Rudolph himself was demoted. And recently, the Steelers last year brought in Mitchell Trubisky, signed Mitchell Trubisky to a 2-year deal, and then they turned around and drafted Kenny Pickett. So that just made Mason Rudolph the third quarterback in the room. And if you look at it, man, Mason Rudolph would not be a bad third-string quarterback. What better guy to have than Mason, man? A guy that's been in the system for 5 years. He's going into a 6th year. He knows the playbook. He knows the system, he knows the city, he knows the team. So, you don't have to worry about him if he does have to get in there not knowing what he's doing. The question is with Mason, man, he gets his feet, he's like a statue sometimes, like when Earl Thomas took him out, he looked like he was staring him down, like a deer in headlights. So hopefully he shook that off of, got that out of his game. But that would be the best scenario, and you never know in the NFL, man. You look at the teams last year, San Francisco 49ers and the Dolphins, man. Those teams could have used a Mason Rudolph, somebody that knew the system. And if you look at Mason, he can look at his situation like that as well, because Skylar Thompson and Brock Purdy, both third-string quarterbacks, and look, both of those guys were starting in playoff games. So you can look at it in a positive manner if you're Mason Rudolph, man, because you never know. Kenny Pickett suffered 2 concussions last year, and then he was 1 snap away when Kenny did miss a game. So that can happen again. And Mitch, he's the backup, but, sometimes Mitch, he gets a little turnover happy, and then Mike Tomlin can pull the trigger, and here you go. You're always 1 snap away. Well, a couple snaps away when you're the third string, but you're still in the league, and you can always have an opportunity with a team that so when you do get the opportunity, man, you can make the best out of it. You can make the best of it. And Mason had an opportunity with the Steelers, the year Big Ben went down early, early in the season. I think Mason played like 12, 13 games. He was able to get in there, do some things, but it didn't work out his way. He was eventually replaced by a guy named Duck Hodges, and then that was pretty much it for Mason. Like I said, in recent times, bringing in Mitchell Trubisky and drafting Kenny Pickett. So, if you look at it now, will Mason get a chance to compete for the backup role? You never know, man. The Steelers should give him that opportunity. He's been around, and why not? And but Mitchell Trubisky is getting paid a nice salary, so I don't know how that would translate to a backup, to a third string salary. But if Mason does beat Mitchell out, for the backup role, you can always trade Mitchell because you have the Morgan guy. They did bring in Morgan, so You know, you have him. He can be your third string if Mason do beat him out, if that's in the cards. I don't know, what the Steelers have in plan, have in place for Mason. Maybe they just want him to be there for emergencies, or maybe they may give him a shot to be the backup, which would be nice for Mason, man, because like I said, he's been around for so long. Why not? You got your guy in Kenny. That's your first option. So why not? And Mason, can get his shake at being a backup. So Pittsburgh Steelers bringing back Mason Rudolph, man. What do you guys think about the move? Do you like it, love it, or don't really care? Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.